Hey guys, welcome back to ballforbetter, episode 8. Getting into the nitty gritty of the Prem. But first, let me introduce my co-host. I'm Sadiq. First of all, my co-host BJ. How you doing, my bro?
I'm good, my bro. I'm good. Thursday evening.
Yeah, Thursday
Thursday
evening.
evening. Yeah. Thursday evening. Chilling, waiting for the Premier League tomorrow. But yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Obviously, there hasn't been much football during the week. City played yesterday. I didn't actually tune in to watch the game, but Cole Palmer. I said on Monday he would start. Sorry. He
Yeah,
scored. I don't know how the penalties went, but I know they won on penalties.
yeah. I seen the panels. I think it was Gulig or something like that. But he missed the panel. He hit the crossbar. I think everybody scored their panels. Yeah. C scored all five of the panels. Haaland, Alvarez, Kovacic, Grealish, and Kyle Walker all scored. And Emmanuel Gudelik, yeah, missed and hit the crossbar. But yeah, I think
Did
that
you,
just caps off
you
Pep's.
watch the game?
I watched the bit of the end, and then I watched the penalties. It was like the Community Shield. It went straight to penalties after normal time. There was no extra time.
Yeah. I hear it though. For all these like kind of ceremonious trophies, you don't need to be doing too much, man. It's still early in the season. You don't want to be putting too much mileage on all these players.
For real.
But first of all, shout out to Piers, man. Piers was here before we even started. Couple of comments, man. I appreciate you locking in, even with the shitty Wi-Fi, my bro.
Yeah.
Really
Top guy
helps.
Paris.
What was I gonna say? Away from that, I can't talk too much about that game. As I said, I didn't really watch it, but obviously City got a game on the weekend. Big game actually. They played Newcastle, but we'll talk about that when we get into the previews and the predictions. Maybe we
Yeah.
just jump into a bit of transfer stuff. Um,
Yep.
hasn't been anything too crazy apart from all the stuff we spoke about on Monday. Um,
Yeah.
with like
There's
Lavia, Caicedo, like
yeah.
Liverpool getting little broad. Obviously, I don't know. I think we might have spoke on Monday about Olise. I don't know if we spoke about them making a bid, but that deal has fallen through.
Yeah. That was actually quite funny because everybody thought a lot of people were thinking Chelsea already made that a done deal. I even seen some Chelsea fan posting lineups with Elise in it. That picture of Elisa with Parish, the chairman of Crystal
Yeah.
Palace, was quite funny because Elisa literally looks like he was on holiday. I feel like they just called him into the office and said, "Yeah, sign this contract right now," because the 35 million release cost for a player of Elisa's quality is quite low.
What you
So I
have
think
to
they had
deep
to.
here. Sorry to cut you off. But what you have to deep as
Yeah,
well is with them losing Zaha and obviously Olise being young, they're looking at the next guy. For them. I'm talking about Crystal Palace from a club perspective. I'm not saying that guy is Olise, but they definitely don't want to be losing someone like him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, for sure. Obviously, now that Zaha's gone to Galatasaray, you think the burden can kind of be spread throughout, like Olise and Neze and obviously Edward as well. So it would have been a big loss, but obviously they've done their business quick and they've gotten him signed down onto another long-term contract. Liverpool have made a signing as well. They signed the midfielder Endo.
Who is that guy? Who the hell is he? Oh my days! From Lavia and Caicedo to Endo, bro. And
Yeah, I'm not
I
even heard
can't
of him myself.
I can't
I,
go
I
to
think
in. I can't go to
I think
in.
he's from Stuttgart, but supposedly he's a
YouTube
tidy
might ban
player.
me. He probably is.
Yeah. Supposedly he's a tidy player.
But it's just
Um,
funny how they go from two young, highly rated prospects to a guy in his 30s who is not that reputable. Do you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, for sure. I feel like
that's
with that one, I think they're just kind of covering themselves for the season, so at least they have somebody, and then they can kind of go from there. Because if they don't go into the season with any kind of recognized holding, midfielder, it's gonna be a bit techy. So I think they're good to just kind of get somebody steady, and obviously they probably still will try and make an addition in that position towards the last stages of the transfer window.
I hear it. Um, any what else? What's the call got confirmed? I think it could have been confirmed on when we spoke on Tuesday. Neymar
Mm,
is making like
no. Not really happy.
You're not happy about that. Why is everybody so like personally caught up with it? What?
It's 31 years old. Neymar was meant to be the heir to Messi and Ronaldo. This guy,
It's funny.
31 years old. You know, look at he's only won the Champions League. He's not come close to like what was his best finish in the Ballon d'Or? I think probably top 3. So like with all the hype around him, young superstar, for him to buy a competitive football at 31 is quite obviously with the money. You know, everybody's kind of their head's gonna turn, but he still has a lot to probably prove, and to kind of go and take that money at this time is a bit. One thing that really cemented his legacy for me, for him to go there now at this stage in his career.
I hear what you're saying, because if we do look at it, he is supposed to be after your Ronaldo, Messi's. He's supposed to be the next guy.
He's meant to be the next guy.
He was even supposed to be on that level. That's the way everybody was kind of looking at him. But obviously,
and even
injuries and whatnot. You have to understand. I always
injuries.
say Brazilians are different, man. These man, they
injuries. He's always injured when it's his sister's birthday.
Yeah. Them man like to enjoy themselves. If even Ronaldinho, he had a very short prime. Why? Because man probably used to go on benders, come into training, finish out of shape.
That's true.
Ronaldo, same thing. All these man, they don't have crazy long primes. Obviously, some of them do. Like even Fabinho, bro. Fabinho burst onto the scene recently. He's been about 2 years, and now he looks like an uncle.
That would have at his age, man. He's definitely not right. He's saying, bro, he's so leggy already, bro.
Yeah, like for me, I feel like with Brazilians, don't get me wrong, I feel like it is kind of a disappointment in the sense that he's not kind of, torn it up and want to like being at a Ballon d'Or level. But I still feel like Neymar is still a very top player, man. Legendary in some regards, obviously with his Brazil record. Remember that I can't remember the exact scoreline, but the remontada against PSG when they came back. Like there's a lot of moments there for Neymar, if you ask me. And you said he's competitive football that he's to leave competitive football. He's still playing competitive football, bro. That's still competitive.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw Ronaldo, your goal. He was doing all this when he won the thing. You thought he should have got the player of the match.
He's like 38 though.
Or player of the tournament, but Stefan Milinkovic-Savic got it. He looked pretty happy to get it. But even though he lost, he looked. Maybe I'm lying.
Supposedly Ronaldo was surprised that he got top goal scorer. Supposedly, I think that's supposedly what that video was actually about. But
it wasn't top goal scorer. It was like player of the tournament or player of the match.
That's what I heard as well from the video.
And this was the match where he scored 2 goals in the final to win the trophy.
Yeah, I heard that. Tim Krul to Luton.
Oh, Luton, yeah, man. Yeah.
They need all the reinforcements.
They're getting some Premier League experience, which we were saying they lack the last time we spoke. Obviously, they have no game this weekend. They were supposed to play Burnley, but because their stadium is getting renovated, they have no game, no game because they can't play at home this week. So next game is Chelsea away, I believe next week. But yeah, man,
Chelsea away, long day.
Tim Krul coming in, that's a very good pickup. Along with Ross Barkley, that's already been there. So it's looking good, man. It's looking good. We just need to build momentum.
Get some Premier League names in. That's good.
Exactly.
Renato Sanchez, PSG on loan.
What is done? Is that done though?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that. Respect.
Yeah, man.
Wait. You mean on loan to where? Roma?
Roma, bro, yeah.
Okay.
Marino.
Okay, that's
Tom Davies, Everton to Sheffield United.
Jeez. Man, that fella's a weird midfielder. I don't know how I feel about him.
I'm not a big fan either. Free transfer.
I don't know how I feel about him. Like, he's decent, but even he kind of looks like a homeless. Go forgive me. Newcastle are trying to get Hall. And that means they might have ended their interest in Tierney. You know Hall, you know the guy Hall from the
Lewis Hall, yeah.
Chelsea youngster.
He's a good player. Yeah, he's a good player.
He's
I like
decent.
him. Yeah, I think they were saying like for like 33 million though. That's a bit
Even just
excessive.
speaking on Chelsea, man, might as well go into a few of the injury stories. Apparently, Reece James, he's actually picked up a hamstring injury.
Yeah, I heard that, and it's funny because I've seen a lot of people on Twitter talk about Reece James becoming Chelsea's captain, and the first thing people were saying is who's going to be Chelsea's captain when Reece James is injured, and it's quite crazy that the second game of the Premier League, Reece James is injured.
Bro,
So yeah,
if I tell you I'm burning inside here, because like
FPL.
yes, bro, FPL, I just transferred Stones for Reece James. Bro, I transferred one patient for another patient. I'm actually vexed.
I wouldn't have put.
I could have
James in
saved.
this.
I could have saved. Bro, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I could have saved money.
Marlo.
I could have saved money and picked Malo Gusto. I've picked Reece James. I'm
Reece
actually
James.
living. You don't understand. Shout.
Well, yeah.
I can't lie. I don't think Luton can stay up regardless.
Shout out Samuel. I keep saying that to Sadiq. Luton are going down. There's no saving them, bro. I feel like the odds are too stacked against them. All the teams that got promoted by Burnley kind of don't look that good to me. I don't think too many of those teams that got promoted actually end up in the Premier League.
Hold up.
Especially Luton.
You're gonna say something there before I cut you off. Apologies. Don't know if you remember. We're talking about Chelsea and Malo.
I was just gonna say that like that captaincy decision from Pochettino was quite interesting now because obviously Reece James is injured and I think Ben Chilwell took the captaincy after him when he got injured. So it'll be interesting to see if Ben Chilwell is captain going forward because there's obviously leaders in Thiago Silva and some other players like Sterling as well. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who gets the captain armband and how that kind of plays on and how injured.
I think he'll be Chilwell. I think we saw last week. I don't know if you watched the game against Liverpool. Oh, sorry. Before I continue, shout out Cesno as well, man. Love for the love. Always tuning in. Always supporting.
Says.
Big dude, big guy, man. Love you, Cesno, man. What was I saying? What was I saying? We were talking about Chelsea. Chelsea on Sunday when they were playing Liverpool, Reece James directly passed the armband to Chilwell, and then Chilwell passed it to Thiago Silva when he came up. So I'm thinking Chilwell is the what's it called?
Captain.
He's the second captain.
Yeah, I feel like obviously long term it makes more sense to have a captain kind of like circle of James, Chilwell, and some other players. But obviously, with James being so injury prone, how will him be? How he works as captain will be interesting for me to see and how that plays out. But yeah, Ben Chilwell is not really prone. Ben Chilwell is quite prone to injury as well. So it'd be interesting to see what happens when he's injured as well and how that kind of works out.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I just wanted to show you some pictures. I actually had a video. I might be able to find a video. But essentially, what it is can't find my words now. It's it's Luton Stadium that they're building. Planned to be finished, I believe, in 2026. Some videos and basically what they plan for it to look like. They've released some pictures. As a Chelsea fan, I ain't got too much confidence for this season, but trust the process. Yeah, to be honest, I feel like you've got a very good manager that's going to develop the players you have. In terms of
I'm just going to add to what you're going to say as well. I think also that you need to kind of add into the fact that Chelsea aren't playing any European football this season. So a lot of their weeks is going to be a 1 week rest game, another week rest. Obviously, when they play domestic competitions, will be different, but that European competition gives them a lot of leeway in some regards. And there's 5 places as well for Champions League this season, obviously.
All right. Yeah, as I was saying, I feel like with Chelsea, what it is you've got a very good coach that's going to develop the talent you have. I don't know if he's the guy that can actually. I don't know if he's a top manager. I feel like he's very good at developing players and keeping teams very competitive, especially in the Prem. I feel like overseas when he's gone to PSG, he's kind of walked it because you kind of expect any manager who manages PSG to walk it. But I feel like yeah, man, I would be very optimistic right now, man. I feel like
I think
you get top five, top yeah, as BJ said, top five because of the new Champions League. But I feel like
yeah.
you'll be in the Champions League next season. There isn't too much to worry about from my perspective.
Yes, I think as a neutral in kind of like the Chelsea scenario, I think long term Poch is actually quite a good acquisition for them because Poch has done a lot of done a lot of good with teams on a strict budget. Obviously, at Spurs, he brought in youth and Harry Kane, Ali. Obviously, you had Ericsson, but that was because that was kind of Tottenham's policy. They weren't splashing out loads of expensive players, so he had to make do with what was good. But I feel like now that Poch has money and the way that he actually knows how to coach the youth as well, it's actually a good mixture for Chelsea. And I think if they give him time, he would probably be somebody that can give them stability and at a high standard as well.
I agree, but I don't know if he can challenge with uh with the likes of Guardiola. I don't know. I don't think so.
When
But
he's cooking a midfield with Saicedo, Enzo,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
Lavia,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear it, but paper football's not won on paper; it's won on grass. So it might
paper
sound it
yeah.
might sound nice on paper. It depends on how they play on the pitch. You know what I'm saying? But as I was saying, you guys, I wanted to show you some. Um, I don't know if any of you guys actually know what the Luton Stadium looks like, or it's a bando.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I've sent you a few pictures, but basically they've released like some visuals of what the plans are. It's kind of sick, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Um, while this loads up, these are some of the pictures compared to what they have now. So this is what I'm saying. That even with them, if they go back down, as you said, even like obviously they're not going to be too pressed. They've come. They've got their little bit of investment, and that's the most important thing for them. But I definitely feel like this is a club headed in the right direction because if you deep it, yeah, if you, the to get a team from conference to Premiership, that means the whole club in terms of recruitment, um, ownership is moving in a good path. So I feel like they're in a good place.
Yeah. Just in
That's why.
regards to that video, what happened to the people that lived at the stadium? The entrances to the house, did they make
No,
them
this is a
homeless?
completely new site.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a completely
So
new
what's
site.
happening with the
This
old?
was
What's
this
happening
was
with?
be- this has been agreed for a few years now, but because of COVID and some other political stuff, it got delayed like 2 3 years. But it was
Okay.
originally supposed to be completed next year, like 2024. But now
Okay.
it's shifted out another couple of years. It's closer to the airport, between the town and the airport. So it's
First, first,
it's
first.
it's it's yeah, it's quite a bit away. But yeah, man, I just wanted to show you guys that
That's a
transfer
nice clip.
injury news. I don't think there's anything else. Oh well, Raya has officially signed. Um, I,
Never.
I don't know what that means for Rams though. Pardon me.
It's
Um,
quite
I feel like
funny.
Ramsdale will still be the first keeper, but I feel like this is very good competition because I feel like any mistake he does make, if it's fatal, it'll probably mean that Raya will come in and take his place. I expect to see
I
Raya
think
in
it's.
cup competitions as well.
I think his days are numbered. I think.
Yeah,
I feel. I feel like obviously Arteta's not just going to ask him for no reason, but there will be a time where Raya obviously is playing quite well in maybe a different competition, and
yeah.
Ramsey makes a mistake in the Prem. But yeah, two top keepers is what you need. You need competition in every. I was going to say that Arteta actually had a quite good video up recently where they were like asking him if Raya's going to be number one, and he goes, "There's no number one in any positions.
Facts.
Every
It's
position that there's competition."
this is exactly why I said with what's it called getting injured, Timber getting injured, it's good that we have squad depth. Exactly like what I'm talking about. What you're saying, you have to have two players for every position. It's going to be
Exactly.
interesting to see what Arsenal do now that he's actually injured. With Tierney
I
being rumored
think
to being sold and Tomiyasu being rumored to be sold. I wonder if they're still actually going to go, if we're going to get somebody new. What happens? But that would be interesting.
I had rumors of you guys been linked with Pavard. I don't know if that's just talk over the
Okay,
mill or
I heard the United stories. I didn't hear anything about Arsenal.
I see some quite recent. Oh, Inter Milan and Arsenal maybe. I'm not too sure, but obviously he's quite versatile as well. But yeah, it's quite unfortunate that Timo got injured on his first game as well. It's quite annoying.
You not reckon it's a bit expensive to keep a second choice
I don't
keeper?
think he's the second keeper though. That's what
No,
I'm
but
saying.
even if like I
Oh,
can't
Ryan,
remember.
is he talking
Is it,
about
is
Ramsdale
it
actually?
PSG had Keylor Navas and Donnarumma.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of other teams that would have had two top keepers. But
I
you see
think
quite
Madrid.
yeah, Madrid have done it quite a bit. You see quite a lot, and it's that
Areola is second keeper at West Ham.
West Ham, and what that causes is now if you're the main keeper, you know that I really can't be slipping. If I slip,
Yeah,
then like I might be out of here. So for me, it's good. It's good. Yeah, definitely got for competition. Competition is good. Like that's what makes I feel like that's why City are so good because not only is there competition, but it's very friendly competition. So like even if a player is not playing, they know, listen, my time is coming. I'm gonna come in. I've got to go in. Do you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
After it breeds a better standard of football.
Yeah, for
Everybody
sure.
wants to get to that next level. And the thing is, what you do with football teams is like everybody gets better and better, and the people that can't get to that level where other people are, you need to get rid of them, and that's what we've
The
seen
facts.
United to do. You need to
Yeah,
be cutthroat.
yeah.
So yeah, it's football's
Ruthless.
a business at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah.
But I really like Arteta. Whenever players sign, he seems like he's much a part of their inauguration in the club. I seen a video of him giving David Villa's grandfather a jersey with his name on it, and it was quite a special touch. And he took a picture of Ryan, his girlfriend or his wife, um, on the board table. He took the picture for them. So I feel like Arteta's quite a character as well.
You have to
He's
be.
good.
I feel like to especially with players these days, you have to be able to um, not only like motivate them but also stimulate them and actually have that kind of relationship with these players because I feel like it's very different to the olden days when you had guys like Roy Keane, Vieira, just these characters who will come in and get on with it. I feel like a lot of footballers these days you actually have to try and I don't know what the word is, but you have to try and you have to build that kind of rapport with them and get them
Yeah,
to get them engaged. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I feel like you have to have a strong unit and kind of like like a particular mentality to win competitions, and that's obviously what Arteta's quite good at. So yeah, he's obviously cooking there. So we'll see what happens this season. But yeah, obviously Timber is quite a big loss as well, though.
I'm just seeing a story develop on Sky News about Amrabat questions on if he would actually go to Man United or Liverpool. Don't know if you've heard
Yeah,
of that.
supposedly for financial fair play. I don't know why we're the only team. It seems like it's being impacted by FFP, but supposedly we can't buy Amrabat until we sell another two
Yeah, well,
midfielders.
probably I'll tell you what it is. It's probably your owners and the lack of investment. So like you
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
could
that's exactly
you
what it
guys
is.
you guys could be currently operating on a loss, and if your owners are not willing to, actually inject the company
Yeah,
with funds, then obviously you will end up at a loss over the whatever period they calculate the FFP over. So that's probably what it
yeah,
is.
yeah, exactly. You hit the nail on the head.
That's good
So,
news for me though. To be honest, I don't want to see him at United or Liverpool. I actually genuinely feel he's a very very tidy player.
yeah, he's
Um,
cold. But I think United have ties with him through Ten Hag. Ten Hag was with him at Utrecht. But he's obviously waited. It looks like he's waited for us, and he's waited for the move. And
uh,
obviously, with our kind of complications with FFP, we can't go out and just snatch him up. And it's going to be so annoying because it looks like our takeover. has just kind of went. The news of it just went in the tin air, like it's just gone. So
Mhm.
it'll be interesting to see what happens with that over the next few
It actually
months.
has. It
It
actually
has.
has. I've not
Because
heard.
I
I've
mean,
not heard about no
for
Qatar, no
ages,
nothing
for ages.
for a minute.
Maybe they're doing some very confidential business and no one's hearing about it. But went from hearing. Well, to be honest, the bits we've heard about it was very like trickle down. But yeah, if Amrabat goes to Liverpool, that'd be a huge loss for United. But hopefully we can sell Van de Beek and sell. I don't even know what the midfielders we'd even have to sell because I don't think we're selling McTominay, even though we got a 30 million offer from.
Or you could
So
sell
yeah,
McTominay, maybe Maguire.
Maguire, his move with West Ham broke down, supposedly because of his personal terms. So yeah, I think Ten Hag is okay with Maguire staying and fighting for his position as well. So yeah, I don't know, man. The team is I'm getting kind of confused now. Even the money we spent on Mount as well. Why didn't we just get Amrabat first? I feel like Amrabat would have been a smart purchase.
Yeah.
Casemiro can't play
It's
that
so it's
six of his
so
own.
it's so funny because I was gonna wait until we get to that, but we might as well just get into previewing the weekend's game now and start with United Tottenham. Obviously, it's not the first game of the
Yeah,
weekend.
why are
First
you
game,
starting with that? What the hell?
well, 'cause it's probably one of the two biggest games of the weekend, so we might as well address the two biggest games first, and then obviously you're a United fan.
Agreed.
We're talking about it now,
Agreed.
so we might as well. But yeah, you were just saying Casemiro can't play that six by himself. Obviously, I watched your game against Wolves. You watched it live. Um, that would have been a painful game to spend money on. But
It
I feel
was just
obviously you guys have a very good defensive record. I think it's 35. I can't remember how many games unbeaten it is
I don't think
currently.
we've lost in the league since September 2022.
Yeah, but
Around
you
that
guys have a
time.
very good home record. But that being said, I feel like I hear what you're saying with Mount. The way your midfield is currently playing, it's not going to work. You need a bit of like I suppose that's the reason why they're not going to sell McTominay yet as well. I feel like they probably feel from their standpoint, let's bring in someone before we get rid of him, because at the end of the day, you need more than one player who can play that position. And right now, it's just
Yeah.
Casemiro. And what I see with Mount and Bruno's, they're both quite advanced in terms of positioning.
But they both want to play 10.
Yeah, and they're both quite advanced in terms of positioning. And what that leaves, that leaves Casemiro quite exposed, quite a lot. What's your opinion
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Rasmus Højlund? Do you think he's ready for a club like Man United?
I think he's ready. I think he's the present and I think he's the future. We're lacking an out and out nine that can play with his back against the goal, build up play, but also has an instinct of finishing and is also obviously consistently fit. And I know it's quite ironic with the fact that we've signed him and he's injured at the moment. But I have a lot of high hopes for Rasmus Højlund. And I
Uh,
think when he comes into our team will be a lot more
what kind
balanced.
what kind of injury is it? Is it long term? I know it's a back injury, but
It's like day to day. It's a back injury. It's day to day.
uh,
So supposedly when he comes back, he can play like every week or like limited minutes, like consistently.
yeah,
But I think it's like a strain. I think if you play
yeah,
on it, you're just gonna get more strained.
yeah. I hear it. But I don't know, man. For like 77 million, there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of eyes on him, not just from United fans, but from other fans as well. And there's going to be a lot of expectation for him to perform. So, obviously him
Mm.
only 20, first season in the Prem, playing at a club as huge as United. A team that's now in the Champions League and expected to push on. There's going to be quite a
Yeah,
bit of pressure on his head. So I wonder how we'll be able to cope with that too.
I think at 19, he was like he's played professional football. I think he was like 18, 17. So he's going getting a move at 19 to Atalanta, and he's in a different league, different language.
Yeah,
And the highlights I've seen of him, he shows like what you want from a striker. He has
yeah.
instinct for the goal. He knows where to be. He knows the right positions to be. He's also quick. He has good dribbling, and he's a lefty as well. So he's quite technical as well. So I think with him, we're kind
You
of
have to.
buying into the Scandinavian hype. But I think I think he'll come good, and I think he'll be somebody that when he kind of hits 25, 26, 27, he'll be comfortably getting 20 goals in the Premier League, hopefully.
Yeah, you have to be careful with them YouTube highlights because I'm online, man. If I dropped a mixtape, I'd have League on clubs calling my phone. So like the YouTube mixtapes and the YouTube highlights, you have to be careful because it makes any player look good. To be fair, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
but on Tottenham and
yeah, but you might as well just address this comment. 72 million comes
70,
as a. Yeah, you go. You can go for it.
72 million comes at a big risk for 10 league goals last year. I wish him the best though, but it's definitely a risk, definitely a tough ask for him. I think with players you can't control your price tag,
It
and
was. It wasn't even 10. It was 9 league goals, but we moved.
yeah, it was 9 league goals. How many goals was in all competitions though?
Probably more. I'm expecting more.
I'm pretty sure it was around
Uh,
20,
no, 10 goals in all competitions.
10 goals.
Yeah, but
Maybe it was 20 goals.
he only played an additional 2 games in the I'm guessing what the FA Cup would be in Italy. So two
Spurs,
games, one
Spurs.
goal. So yeah, 30, 9 goals in 32 games in the league, 10 goals in 34 games overall.
But I think with that, what I'm saying is with that, like the price tag, what you're buying is now obviously you're buying a player that you're going to use now, but you're also buying a part of his what Atalanta think he'll be worth in the future. Because they've only think about it, he's on like a 5-year contract. He's the first year in his contract. United are actually kind of coming in and buying them like really, you
Yeah,
know. He signed to. They could probably say we don't want to sell him. We don't want to sell him. So obviously that's kind of the evaluation for him now, and that kind of probably says things alone. The price tag that they're kind of sticking on him. But yeah, very hopeful for the guy, and I think he's a out and out nine, and that's what we needed for a while. But if we want to revert back to the Spurs and Tottenham game, um, yeah, I think it'd be interesting to have a bit of something on the screen here on football again. But this is just our head-to-head over the last while.
2-2, 2-0, 3. What? So you think you have the better of them?
15 wins, 6 draws, 7 wins for Spurs. Makes good reading for United. We beat them away.
This game that you're playing them? Oh, they're at home. Yeah, it's at the Tottenham
They're
Hotspur
home.
Stadium.
Yeah, they're at home. But yeah, this doesn't really matter. And it's funny now because both of our top goal scorers are defenders. But in regards to the match, I feel like this match is probably coming to United a bit too quickly. I feel like in the first game, as you said, it was probably a bit of a ball fest for me going to watch that live because the tempo was so slow, our attack was so slow, and as you said, Mount and Bruno 2 10s, and then having six
And
and
you guys,
Casemiro in the six in his
I'm
own.
not. I'm not
I
trying
think a
to.
bit.
I'm not trying to ring alarm bells, but you guys played the team that finished. Don't know if it was 17th or 16th last season, but
Yeah, but I
they were.
want
They
to.
were.
Wolves are gonna surprise a lot of people this season. From what I've seen
I feel like we shouldn't get carried away. I feel like you guys, you made it very easy for them. You know what I'm saying? As we said, Casemiro was very isolated. Not
but
only that, Rashford.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
was just gonna say that the defense was very astute. Like when I was watching them, the defense was really out of line.
yeah,
And
but
we're talking about
you're gonna have that when you're a lower club, you're gonna be in terms of the positioning and tactics defensively. I expect you to kind of, that to be your bread and butter. That's what's gonna help you. But
I,
in
I,
terms,
I hear if you're at home in the home pitch and you're using the crowd, you're using that to use that to rile up the players. But I'm talking about away at Old Trafford, first game of the season, everybody was shouting, the atmosphere was crazy, and Wolves played their game perfectly. Mateus Cunha, did we not speak about it on the last episode?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He played like Prime 9. So like
I
there's
don't
a
know
lot
about
of
that.
kind of
Palmer 9 is scoring
there's,
goals. He didn't score no goal.
yeah, it's fair. But there's a lot of variables that we need to take into consideration. Lamina played a stormer. There's a lot of standard players in that kind of Wolves team, but obviously they didn't put the ball in the back of the net. But Spurs, I think Spurs have a really not tidy, but I feel like a lot of the players that went under the radar last season are going to show for them this season.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've got Matters in the 10. I'm a real big fan of Basuma this season. I think he's going to have a big remontada. Udogi, that left back, I'm a big fan of him. Um, and then obviously there's the likes of Son and Richarlison that probably have a bit of a chip on their shoulder last season. I feel like it could probably go anywhere. The match could probably go either way. I'm kind of like torn between. No, not really. Actually, United are gonna win. Let me not lie. United are gonna win. I just think I like Ante Postologlu's Tottenham, but I think we're probably just gonna overpower them. But I'm quite intrigued to see how we're gonna set up.
Okay. I feel like, as you said, I feel like this fixture comes a bit soon for you guys. I feel like, in terms of understanding how you guys actually want to play, especially midfield wise, I don't feel like you guys have completely understood the balance. And I feel playing Spurs, not to say Spurs are a great team, because I feel like they're also in the same kind of position in terms of, well, not same position, but trying to understand how they play with this new manager without Harry Kane. So I feel like it's a bit of a teething period, but it's going to be a good game. Which way it will go, I think it's probably going to be a draw.
I've actually thought about it as well. There's a few players in a few positions I think might be a bit funny for Tottenham because their keeper is not that good. Vicario, the signs I've seen from him do not look that good from the Brentford game.
Yeah. I feel like it'll be a draw. Spurs will win by a goal.
I think United would win. I think United are gonna win 2-1. No, 2-0 or 3-1.
Might as well do the predictions now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
So what you got?
I'm gonna go United 3-1.
3-1. I'm gonna go for 2-2 draw. 2-2. Tottenham gonna get 2-2-2-2. 2-2-2s in a row. Says I think Spurs might be a big surprise team for this season. Hakeem says no must be trolling. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't have Tottenham finishing my top 8. I don't know. This could be a bold take, but as I said, with the lack of a top quality manager, with the quality that's in the Premiership, with Harry Kane leaving, all that snowball, I don't think this team will do great. I think this is the start of Tottenham becoming a mid-table team.
I feel like Richarlison has some big boots to fill, and from that game against Brentford, I wasn't too enthusiastic about him.
You can't buy into his stock, bro. That guy just he's just some angry guy, bro.
He's a left winger. The sooner he accepts that, the better.
I'm gonna go 2-1. Oh, you got 3-1 United. Put this the wrong way. You got 3-1 United. I'm gonna go 2-1 Spurs. Go against the grain. That's that game covered. The other big game of the weekend is Newcastle City. Cesno has a little prediction. He goes Tottenham 2-1. Son and Richarlison. Same with me. Son and Richarlison with the goals. I see Son scoring. I don't see Richarlison scoring. For like a midfielder or some other. I don't know why, but Spurs tend to get a lot of players who score. Maybe I'm just thinking about the last game they played, but I feel like they get a lot of players who score away from the front three. But City, Newcastle, City at home, right?
Yep.
City at home. Newcastle coming off smashing Villa 5-1. City just played midweek against Sevilla, 90 minutes. I suppose I would just expect them to just be much sharper now. I don't know, this one, well, City at home. I don't know. I feel like Newcastle are very hot right now. Tonali, I don't know. I feel like this one could be a draw. But the thing is, City at home, I don't know.
The draw probably would be a fair assessment.
I'm gonna go 2-2.
Pick between the two.
I'm gonna go 2-2. The reason why I'm gonna go 2-2, I feel like this Newcastle midfield. I know we spoke about Tonali a couple times, but I feel like him adding his tenacity and just nous into that midfield with Bruno. Even I don't even need to mention anybody else who plays, but just him and Bruno Guimaraes. I feel like that as a midfield partnership is going to be something. There's a lot of good midfield partnerships in. A lot of good midfields in the league right now.
I think but I don't think there's many that comes close to Newcastle's like pace and power that they have in their midfield. Because when Joelinton, Bruno Guimaraes, and Tonali run at you, the press is different, bro.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of press. But I feel like City. Let's not underestimate how good City are as well. They're at home.
De Bruyne's out. Stones is out.
The Bruyne's and Stones is out as well. It could be. I think I might go for a draw as well. I think I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. But actually,
the reason why I'm saying 2-2, I watched City against Burnley. Burnley, good side, played good football, and it's just because they didn't have that cutting edge, they didn't have that experience. That's the reason they didn't get a result. Not to say City were miles better than them. It's just Erling Haaland managed to score. It was just very decisive. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't watch the game against Sevilla. You might be able to speak a bit better, but they drew that game as well. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like, and obviously they're going to be at home, so I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. But I don't feel like City feels like they're starting a bit slow this season.
Yeah, it's only one game. Only one game in. I feel like with the way Pep likes to play as well, he's still playing like Alvarez in that KDB position, and he's still kind of doing the three centre backs, 3-1 build up. And we also know that Pep's teams don't usually start slow as well. So this is no kind of surprise that this Pep team doesn't look as sharp as it normally does when it's fully functional. Jack Grealish has probably been drinking for the last 3 months.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? A few of them are probably going to be expecting babies from their Champions League nights. So, they're probably suffering from a bit of a hangover. But I feel like they still should have enough prowess to beat Newcastle. I might go with a 2-1 win to City, bro.
2-1 to City. What direction do we go in next? We talk about my team, away to Palace. What the last game as well. What the last game won the Monday. Actually, speaking on that matter, next week, actually, I'm gonna announce at the end of the show. Let me just continue with Arsenal. Palace versus Arsenal, away from home. Timber's been injured. Gabriel didn't start the last game. I'm expecting Gabriel to come in and start this game. I'm expecting to see Gabriel and Saliba back in defense as a partnership. City, Newcastle looking like a goal first 3-2 to City. That's what I think as well. That's why I said 2-2, but I don't know. I feel like Newcastle might be able to steal a draw. Maybe I'm not just being hopeful. Wishful thinking.
I think City will win. There could be a goal first, but I feel like Newcastle actually have a quite good defense. And I feel like, we've seen City play against Sevilla and they use Gabriel as a left back. So if they go with that kind of like 4 or 3 centre backs and Kyle Walker as well, they'll be quite defensively solid. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I feel like it could be a goal first. It could go either way as well. Newcastle are quite strong this season. Wouldn't be surprised if they won. Would not be surprised.
Oh yeah, back to Palace versus Arsenal. We were talking earlier about Palace, about Zaha being gone, Elise getting a new contract, Elise, Eze, Edouard, hopefully stepping into bigger roles now that Zaha's gone. We tend to have difficulty away at Palace. But as I said, with Timber getting injured, I'm expecting to see Gabriel, Saliba, all the kind of strong dons in. I'm expecting to see Rice and Partey as a double pivot, Odegaard, and then we'll see if he goes with either Kai, Eddie, or Trossard. I don't need to see too many attacking options. We have to kind of have a bit of shape to us. But I feel like we'll win this game.
Who do you think is going to play right back?
Right back is going to be Ben White for sure. The question is left back. Is it going to be Partey, Tommy? Huh?
No, Partey.
Also be like, no. Partey's back to midfield. No. I feel like that experimental stuff we did last week, we have to stop it. Not stop it, but there's only a certain type of opposition you can do that with.
That's part of your That's part of your DNA now, bro.
No,
I think
we
right
did.
back.
No. Ben White will play
The
right
last
back. I'm
the
expecting
last
to see
15 minutes.
Saliba and Gabriel back. Tomiyasu or Kiwi or Tierney in that left back position. As I said, Rice and Partey in the midfield. Odegaard 10, Martinelli,
Well,
Saka, and then it will either be Havertz, Eddie, or Trossard. That's what I think. And I think we'll be able to. I think we'll win 2-1. I don't think it's going to be anything sexy. I just think we'll just be able to go in and get up, smash and grab.
I think Palace might actually be a bit of a stern opposition for you guys. You know, I think this season they're cooking. I know we did speak earlier on one of the acquisitions they got this summer in Jefferson Lerma as a CDM. I quite like him.
From Bournemouth.
Obviously, Eze signed a new contract with them. I'm sure he'll be quite happy with them, and he'd be on kind of on a bit of a kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? A bit of a trip on the feeling or the euphoria the club were giving him, kind of backing him again. And I think Palace just are kind of a solid team there with Hodgson again. They don't look as leaky as they were under Vieira, and Hodgson has found a way to let the young stars kind of shine and kind of free them of the shackles. But yeah, I think going down to Sellers Park might be a hard night for you guys. I think it might be. I want to say a draw, but you're quite ahead of me. I don't want to lose too many points against you this week.
Quite ahead, bro. I got 19 points. You got 6.
The head-to-head is not looking good as well. 3 wins for Palace, 6 draws, and 11 wins for Arsenal.
Bro,
I'm gonna go.
I'm not gonna lie.
1-1
Yeah,
draw.
right now, you have me looking. You have me looking at Palace's recent games because this narrative of him having them, not as leaky as Vieira, bro. Vieira wasn't conceding goals. His problem was they couldn't.
Not even leaky. I think he wasn't.
And even at that is when they sacked him, he had the maddest run of games, bro. And for me, I feel like it's a topic because me wanting to go into coaching, bro. There's a very high lack of representation of black coaches in the Premiership. Not even in Premiership, at elite football. Right now, the only black coach I can think of in the Prem is Vincent Kompany, and he just got promoted. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like with Vieira, I feel like the media played a part in terms of making him look a lot worse than he was. He had a very bad run of games before, like when they lost. They played. They played United, Brighton, Brentford, Liverpool, Villa, City, Brighton again, and Arsenal. That's when they sacked him. Like, come on.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, I hear what you're saying. But I feel like when you look at Palace now, if I was to ask you top 3 Palace players, would you probably tell me Eze is one of them?
What, this season or last season? Right now,
kind of like in general, yeah.
Well, are you talking about of all time or right now, then?
No, like right now.
Yeah, Eze is probably one of the top.
Yeah. So obviously, when Vieira was there, he wasn't using Eze. He fell out with Eze. We spoke about this before, and that kind of uncle paradox they probably had with them. Obviously, there was a few players, even like Edward didn't get played as much. And you see Edward scored lots.
I would like when you see Patrick Vieira, you have to do a good afternoon, sir. Show some respect, man.
I feel like we're saying that his performance went bad against the Saka. I feel like Hutchin has been better with Palace though. Last season.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. But the reason why I had to address it is because of you. You said Roy is like has them looking steady. Like I don't feel like he's doing much different than what Paddy V was doing. Do you know what I'm saying? So like for me, I just have to address. I feel like just the whole dynamic of black coaches in the Prem, the way we look at them, bro, we have to look at them a bit different. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not one for just glorifying people because they're black, but I feel like in football there is a huge misrepresentation. Apologies. Do you think Timber needs to be replaced? I feel like we should only replace him or bring somebody in if it's of quality. And I would say go and get someone like Cancelo on loan if possible. Kyle Walker Peters is not too bad as a squad player, but first of all, I would say keep the players that we have. The players that we have right now, those are the guys we need to keep. But yeah, man, might as well bring this guy on, man. I appreciate you joining us. What are you
Hello,
saying?
lads. How are we?
Not too bad, not too bad. How you doing, Spurs fan? Yeah.
Spurs fan.
Yeah. Spurs fan. Yeah, Spurs fan.
Yeah, we just spoke about we just reviewed the United game. I went for a 2-1 draw to you guys. He went for a 3-1 draw to United. But just going back to Spurs, I was saying I feel like it's going to be a very weird season for you guys. Reason being Kane leaving, obviously him being such a staple part of your club for how many other years he was there. You moving into a new manager transition. I'm just wondering how you feel about this current period that your club is in.
Well, lads, first of all, good to be on your channel. I've never seen your channel. I was just flicking through. I was like, why not join your channel?
Appreciate
Feel free
it,
to jump on as well.
Yeah, I thought I'd jump on. Why not? And by the way, surprise, I think Tottenham were going to win, so I mean, surprised there. But on a serious note, I think it's going to be a good game. The season, although, is going to be a little bit different. I think, you're going to have the teams like City and Arsenal up there throughout the whole time. Then you've got the teams that are like Marmite. Either they're going to do well, or they ain't going to do well. You got the Chelseas I'm talking about. Either they're going to do well, they're not going to do well. Let's face it. Then you got the Villas and Brightons. Still not getting United. Hang on, you wait there. You got the Brightons and you got the Villas, who they're coming up there. They're like the 8-year-olds. They're getting up to big boy shoes. And then you got the Tottenham. Now, first of all, let's talk about United. United are closing up to that second gap, obviously, and they're fighting for the league. Personally, I put them second in my Premier League predictions.
Okay.
But for United, I think obviously they got a good season ahead. No matter how they play in the first game week 1, game week 2, game week 3. That's what I said. I see from the beginning. I say this every single year. Game week 1, 2, 3. These are testing periods. These are testing periods where you get to find out who really is in your starting 11, because the preseason only gives you so much. Only really gives you so much, because just like you say, we're only putting out I'm trying to put out I'm trying to think of, let's say, players from United. Let's say from Tottenham point of view, I can say, we're putting out the Jaffet Tangangas out there to test the waters. But the Real Madrids out there are doing the exact same thing. They're putting out the exact same things. We're just putting out Sergio, I don't know who. They're doing the same thing. So the quality isn't the same.
Even with Arsenal playing the team they played against Forest, with the experiment playing Party right back, having Rice, Havertz, Odegaard, and Party all in the starting lineup. So yeah, I definitely understand.
Can I ask you a bit more of a direct question? So watching Tottenham versus Brentford, there was two kind of players I really liked three kind of players I liked for three different reasons. The first one was Richarlison. Of three players I keep an eye on for specific reasons. The first one was Richarlison. The reason I want to speak on Richarlison first is I don't really think he is the person that can, as a 9, lead you up to top 4 finish. What's your views on Richarlison?
No, I mean, first of all, I thought you were gonna. I thought you said positives. And you said Richarlison. I was like, what? What are you on about?
The last two are positives. I said I wanted to say 3 people I kept an eye on. So Richarlison was the first. Basuma was a big positive, so he was the opposite to Richarlison. And Maddison was a very big positive. So if you want to quickly touch on the negative in Richarlison and the two positives in the latter.
Let's start with Rich. Like you said, I think with Richie, just man, he's not a one. He's not the one. I mean, we've given him time. I say you can't look at players only in the first game, but I mean, Richie, how much more do we need to give him chance? I mean, he is nowhere near Harry Kane level. But then I said to myself, okay, give him little tap-ins. Why not? If he can be, the Haaland, little tap-ins, but get the goals, why not? But he can't even do that. He's forcing the
Yeah.
finishes. He's forcing the finishes. It's like I don't know what he's doing. He's forcing finishes.
Mm.
I think the runs he's doing is amazing, but he's forcing finishes.
Yeah.
You said Bissouma, correct?
Yeah, Basuma was positive.
Bissouma, I think, if I'm completely honest with you, I think that's one of the main players at the Tottenham team. You need to be scared. You need to be scared of him. I mean, look,
You think
look.
we're gonna get bright? You think we're gonna get shades of Brighton Basuma before he came? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think no. Honestly, I think Bissouma is the one player you need to be completely scared about. Regarding
Yeah.
regarding the reason why is because James Maddison trying to put the balls in. You got Casemiro in there. He's perfectly fine to deal with him. Trust me, I've watched Real Madrid, and the Casemiro is perfectly fine to defend James Maddison. Obviously, you got Sarr, who, in my opinion, should start. He interesting one. You don't really know what you're going to get out of him because he's new, he's young, he can play amazing, he can play rubbish. But Bissouma, he's coming from deep and he's going to drag the ball in. So he's going to request Bruno Fernandes to press or Mount to press on him. So then that leaves and exploits the space for Sarr to come in with the ball or for Bissouma to
Yeah.
quickly go on the right or the left. So you need to be aware of that. But in a positive way, I think Bissouma is the one to watch. But for your sake, I think you guys should be positive that you've got a solid midfield in terms of you got the
Defense.
Casemiro. Yeah, we'll get to defense, but I think
Yeah.
midfield wise, you got quality. And I said this on my stream that quality wise, in terms of players, you take us. You take us any day. You really do. Let's be honest. You take us any day. But in terms of tactics, we're going on base game week 1. Mate, Wolves were all over you.
That's what I'm
Wolves were
saying.
all over you
Yeah.
guys.
Postecoglou played a very good game against Brentford as well. I think.
Exactly. Postecoglou smashed it against Brentford. So it's
Yeah.
going to be the battle of the tactics. And if you put up, in my opinion, if you put up tactics of United versus tactics versus Tottenham, it just shouts goals. It shouts
I,
goals.
I think one thing I wanted to say is that there's tactics, what the manager tells the players to do, but there's
Yep.
also how the players receive the tactics. And from what I've seen from preseason and even through to the first game, there was a lot of times where I've seen Tottenham last week where things were not going the way they wanted it to go, but they still stuck to the tactics the manager gave them to do, and obviously paid dividends in the end. They got the draw. But I felt like with
Yeah.
United, Tanak tried to instill tactics, with our midfield to press quite high and try
Yeah.
kind of, cut off the lanes for any of the defenders to pass through to the midfielders. But it was just jaded. It was just
One
jagged.
sec.
It was
One
all
sec.
up.
Sorry. I just give me one.
No worries, bro.
Hey, while this guy's gone, your prediction for Palace Arsenal?
Palace Arsenal.
Sorry about
Palace
that.
Arsenal. Probably 2-1 Arsenal. Palace Arsenal, I think.
But I feel like you already said 1-1. But
No, it's actually 1-1. Yeah, actually, I said 1-1. Sorry, 1-1.
yeah, I see this.
Let me not go back.
Yeah, no, I need to make sure we don't have the same. You can't catch me. Sorry, the name's Josh, right?
Yeah.
Let me just read out this comment. Massive questions of how Tottenham are going to deal with losing Kane. Richarlison really hasn't shown enough, to be honest. Kind of aligns with what BJ said. Even Josh is kind of in agreement with that. I'm just conscious of time.
Yeah, even I'm probably gonna have to jump off quite
Yeah,
soon.
you got any more questions you got for Josh, BJ?
Another question actually, just to wrap it off, just the
Yeah.
last one in regards to what we've seen last weekend, Vicario. What are your thoughts on Vicario? Because I've seen a few spooky moments from him.
Are you allowed to swear on this channel or not? Or not really?
Yeah,
Feel free, man.
it's
not made-
yeah,
It's not made for kids. It's not made for kids.
Yeah, I said that.
I mean, look, we've decided to go down this data-driven thing,
Mhm.
but from what I've seen, this player is absolutely shite.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never. I mean, look, I'm more comfortable with him on the ball than Hugo all day long. I'd rather have my nan on the ball than Lloris, honestly.
Lloris is
But
terrible on the ball, to be fair.
yeah, but it's the problem that I've said from the beginning. He makes a save, fine, fair enough. He makes a save, but it's the deflection of the save that I think, in terms of United, that Rashford will be there to put that in, or whoever will play striker will be there to put that in. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Top
No,
quality keepers will catch it or palm it into
I'll
the safe
parry it
exactly,
area.
away.
exactly. You look at the likes of I'll bring in Onana. You know, he'll catch a ball. Maybe not a chip, but he'll catch a ball. You get me? He's gonna catch a ball. Edison, he catches the ball. Allison, he catches the ball. I know it's only game week 1. He's played for Empoli in Italy, a crap team. But
Yeah.
we're saying, why you not bring in David Raya? Why you not bringing David Raya? You mad?
Yeah.
You're losing Hugo Lloris and you're bringing flipping Vicario. I don't know how to say his first name, but he's that bad when you don't know how to pronounce his first name. That's the problem.
David
Like,
Raya, David Raya is not going to choose the that Tottenham side over the Arsenal side of North
Sadiq
London.
supports
yeah, but
Arsenal
Arsenal never came in though. Arsenal never came in for the bit at the beginning.
till the
It was
end.
just Tottenham on
Yeah.
it. Tottenham were on it from day one. And by the way, just so you guys know, that move for David Raya is big boy mentality from Arsenal. It's big boy mentality, because you look at United. Let's put the United in there. I mean, how many world class players have you guys got in one position? I mean, world
Not
class.
much,
Sorry. Sorry, not world class. I should
but
restate that.
quality,
How
top
many
quality,
how many
top quality.
quality players have you got in one position? I mean, no, you got some on the bench. I mean, you look at sorry, bad example, but you look at City. They got quality all over the place. Every single
Yeah.
position they got quality.
It's hard
You look
to.
at the team that's trying to fight for that position, and that is Arsenal. They're bringing in quality. They're bringing in quality. I mean, mate, they're stealing all the United and Chelsea and City players. They're saying, "Come to us. We'll build a collaborated team with all them." But look, lads, that's me done. I want to appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on the channel, and
No problem,
I'm
man.
I'm going for a 3-2 win.
Yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. Share with all your friends, man. Obviously, we're just in our infancy stage, so as much support as we can get would be appreciated. All our links are in the description as well. But I appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Cheers,
man.
Josh.
no
Take care.
problem at
Have a
all.
good one.
Take it easy, Josh.
Come on,
I think he was in the process of screaming, "Come on, you Spurs!"
Come on, you Spurs.
But yeah, let's just quickly zoom through the rest of the predictions.
Yeah, tell us.
I'm gonna go with Liverpool, Bournemouth next. Obviously, we were talking about Wataru Endo, Liverpool at home against Bournemouth. You were kind of buying Bournemouth stocks. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a 3-0 victory for Liverpool.
Oh no, I think Liverpool are gonna beat them. I would say 4-1.
4-1. We'll go Wolves Brighton next. Wolves at home, Brighton away.
2-2.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Brighton.
2-2.
2-2. Jeez, 1-2. Villa Everton.
2-0 Villa.
Um, 2-0 Villa. You said. I will say Villa at home. Villa are gonna be on the get back. Yeah. I'm gonna go 3. Can Everton score goals? I'm gonna go 2-0 Villa as well. I'm gonna go 3-0 Villa. I don't want to be the same. I'm gonna go 3-0 Villa. West Ham versus Chelsea. West Ham versus Chelsea. West Ham at home, Chelsea away. What you say? You're on mute, by the way, bro. Maybe your audio scuffed.
I didn't even realize. I think my mic fell out. 2-0 Chelsea.
2-0 Chelsea. I'm gonna go 1-0 Chelsea. 2 more games left. Fulham, Brentford. Fulham at home, Brentford away.
1-1.
1-1.
I feel like Mitrovic and Pereira didn't start the last game.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go 2-2. Forest, Sheffield. That's actually the first game of the weekend. The last one we predict that's tomorrow evening.
2-0 Forest.
2-0 Forest. Yeah, to be honest, Sheffield are kind of stinky. I'm gonna go with a 1-0.
Very, very stinker.
Okay, that's all the predictions. We'll be
Can you guys like and share?
Be sure to like and share. We'll be back on Tuesday at 9. Because Arsenal's playing on Monday.
Who's even going to watch that? Who wants to watch that team anyway?
Arsenal playing Crystal Palace away on Monday, so we'll be back on Tuesday. We'll get back into the normal cadence of Monday, Thursday, when the Monday night football goes away. But we'll probably run Tuesdays when there is Monday night games, depending on who's playing. But yeah, we'll be back on Tuesday. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, follow all the socials. All the socials are in the description below. Join the Discord. Discord is probably where we'll start posting our updates and when we tend to go live, and where you will get our updates for post on our different socials. So yeah, just be sure to follow everything, and yeah, appreciate you.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much as well. You guys are absolute legends. Everybody that's typing in, everybody that's just watching, everybody that's subscribing as well. Appreciate you guys so much. We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys as well. So big shout out to you guys. POP holders, and we didn't even actually talk about the Phantom. There's a lot of big performers. Paris, you had an absolute solid week if I can remember.
Don't want to talk about Phantom, and the fact that I bleeding brought what's his name? Reece James. I'm actually burning. Like, I actually feel like quitting Phantom.
I don't blame you. Shout out Bode, 90 points, Bode. Paris 87. A good few people got 87. It's quite impressive. A good first week.
I'm living.
People are setting the pace. But yeah, that's it from me, man.
All right, deuces, guys.
Take it easy, folks.